What is going on, Cuse Nation? Welcome back to yet another edition of Bleed Orange. My name is Lennon Cook, as always, and thank you for watching. Today, we are joined by one of the biggest Syracuse basketball legends in history, the former first-round pick in the '96 NBA draft, played for the New York Knicks, number 44, John Wallace. How you doing, John?
I'm doing good, man. That was an awesome intro. That was a really, really good intro. I like that. I got to bring you on the road with me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I always love getting the intro hyped for the video. All the players seem to like that.
No, it's a nice touch, man. Especially for someone as young as you. You got a bright future, my brother.
Thanks. So this is another edition of Orange Trivia asking former Syracuse basketball players and football players, athletes in general, what it was like to be at Syracuse, or present athletes, what it's like to be at Syracuse. And John, you are a very special guest. You were drafted in the first round of the NBA draft. Very special guest, contributed so much to the Syracuse basketball team, went to a Final Four. And I had a question. My first question to you is, what was the transfer from college to the NBA? Like the difference from Boeheim's defense to the NBA defense and all that stuff. How long did it take you to really settle into the NBA?
Well, I settled in rather quickly because my forte was always scoring. So um, on the scoring part, it was an easy, smooth transition for me. But you're right, on the defensive side of things, I had to really study and make a conscious effort to make the adjustments and do all the things I had to do if I wanted to play. So, and also I went to a veteran laden team, so I wasn't like the young guy who got drafted and was gonna the team was handed to me. I went to the Knicks, and they had an already established not only team but a culture and a way of doing things, and the consummate pros that were on that team. So I just kind of fell in line and tried to do everything that they were doing.
Awesome, awesome. And if you were to say you had a game day routine from the morning you woke up on a game day to that night, what would the routine be from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed that night?
Well, mostly you're talking about the NBA, right? Yeah, you get up, you have shoot around for an hour and a half, 2 hours. You have a little light breakfast or whatever. You come back, eat a little lunch if you want. And then most people, most players take a nap, 3 or 4 hour nap before the game. Um, that's kind of what my routine was. You get up. I used to like to eat a nice big lunch before my nap, lay down, wake up before the game, eat a little too much, just a little snack, and get to the arena, get some shots up. That's kind of the routine every game.
Awesome, awesome. And at Syracuse, you had some of the best coaches out there, including Jim Boeheim. But if you were to say you had a favorite coach besides Jim, who would that coach be?
Besides Coach Boeheim, or you're talking about my NBA coaches. My
Yeah.
favorite NBA coach was definitely Jeff Van Gundy. He was an incredible coach, attention to detail, and he worked just as hard as the players did on the court. He worked that hard off the court, going over schematics, being prepared, knowing every possibility that can come up in the game. We went over it, so it was definitely Jeff Van Gundy.
Awesome. And that's funny you say that because the Knicks had a lot of great coaches throughout the years. And that's a good choice. That's a good choice. Now, if you were to say you had a favorite basketball moment ever, it could be Syracuse, it could be NBA. What would that favorite moment be?
Well, it's two. Making it, going to the Final Four and coming home, to that welcoming from the Syracuse community and city was just something I'll never forget. So many people waiting for us at the airport, along the highway. When they dropped us at the bus, it was just a surreal experience. Something, hopefully myself and all my teammates will never forget. And then the other moment would have to be getting drafted, just hearing your name being called, and knowing that you made it to the pinnacle of your respective field. That's everything. Not a lot of people can say they were actually made it to the top level of their respective field. So definitely getting drafted and also making it to the Final Four.
Great choice. Great choice. My dad always talks about that Final Four. He really enjoyed those games, and what led you to get to the Final Four.
No
Now,
doubt.
what was it like to get your jersey retired in the dome, in your home? How surreal and emotional was that for you to go to your home and get your jersey retired during a game?
Well, it meant everything. It's a life, I'm not going to say it's a lifelong dream because it's nothing, it's not even anything I've ever dreamed about in terms of getting my jersey retired. I just wanted to go to Syracuse and live up to the the standards that Derek Coleman and Billy Owens and Roosevelt Bowie and Pearl and Raph and all the great players, Wendell Alexis, all the great players before me, just trying to live up to what they did, and to have my jersey hanging up in the rafters forever with all those great players. I mean, it's better than a dream, because I've always loved Syracuse. Everyone knows I bleed orange. My favorite flavors are orange. My favorite colors are orange. So to have my jersey up there, it means everything. To have my family, kids, be able to go up there, go to the dome years from now and see the jersey up there. It means everything. It's a lasting legacy, and that's kind of what you want to accomplish in sports, is to have a lasting legacy. And I can't think of a better place to have a lasting legacy than Syracuse University.
I was at that game, with the jersey retirement.
Nice, man.
I got I got that the program autographed by you. I waited in that long
Nice.
line just for you, John.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. If you were to say you were to go to hangout spot or place to get some food on campus, what would that hangout spot or place to go get some food be?
Well, I used to go to Acropolis a lot, right on Marshall Street. That was kind of my spot, Acropolis. Um, and then, I wasn't an on-campus uh, connoisseur, so I ate, different restaurants off campus. But for on-campus dining, for me, was mostly predominantly, and still to this day, Acropolis. I go there all the time. I love Acropolis pizza, wings, plus the ambiance. It's just always good. So Acropolis is my spot on campus.
Awesome. And for a team bonding experience, if you were to have a favorite ritual with your team for a team bonding experience, what would that thing that you remember most be?
Well, we just all get hyped listening to good hip hop music before the games and then after the game. So just that camaraderie in the locker room is everything. It's the one thing that most players miss when it's all over. There's hanging out in the locker room, stories, music, just everything that happens in the locker room that's just sacred. And only those people that have the access to the locker room will ever know about. So those are special moments and times in the locker room with your teammates.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. And this is the last and final thing I have for you. If you were to give some inspirational words to a young athlete, a young basketball player who wanted to be in your shoes, probably some big shoes, but if you were to say and give some inspirational words, what would those be?
Well, you must love what you're doing. So whatever sport you're playing, um, if you don't love it, it's going to be hard to really give it your all. But if you love it, and it makes the hard work easy. It's like when you love your job. When you love your job, it's not work. So for young athletes, if you're working on your game and you're just kind of doing it sometimes, then that's the result you're gonna get is like kind of doing it sometimes. But if you're getting after it every single day, and it's not about making it to the pros or getting a free scholarship to a school like Syracuse. It's about finding out what your limits are and what you're willing to do to achieve what you want in life, and how hard are you willing to work, and having that kind of work ethic. Because if you're willing to work now as a youngster, then you'll be willing and ready to work when you become an adult, and then to make it a lot easier for you in life. And that's why a lot of companies hire former athletes, because they know that athletes, to make it to that level, they work really hard to get there. They're committed. They accountability. They know how to be a part of a team, and they know how to work for the betterment of that team. So it's all about working hard and honestly loving with whatever you're doing. If you love it, the hard work is easy.
Inspirational words. John, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really appreciate it.
All good, my brother. Thanks for having me, man, and good luck. And you got a bright future. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Cuse Nation, always, always, always remember, let's go Syracuse. See you, John.